What's up, everybody? My name is Dennis, aka Mr. 808, and in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a song that a subscriber sent me. His name is Andrew. He sent me this song called Wrong Side of Heaven. It's by a band called Five Finger Death Punch. I've never heard any music from Five Finger Death Punch. I have heard of their name before, but I've never listened to any of their music. He sent this song over and gave me a little synopsis a little bit, told me that basically it's about military veterans and about all the chaos they go through, the post-traumatic stress, all this kind of stuff, and told me that it is a kind of a heartfelt song. He said there's going to be a lot of like stats and stuff in it, so I'm going to do my best to try to read those and see if we can make something happen. With that said, let's get into it. Shall we? The ones that love you the most are the ones willing to fight for you. I swore to defend you. I volunteered. I risked my life so you don't have to. While you were watching this, there are 300,000 homeless veterans sleeping on the street. That is unacceptable, man. And this number is rising. Over 1.4 million veterans are at risk of becoming homeless. More than 67% of homeless veterans served our country for at least 3 years. They gave everything. Yet we are failing them. And we are failing them. They get some support with things, but nowhere near as much as they should. These guys go risk their lives and go in these chaotic situations where many times they don't even get to come home to their families. And if they do, missing limbs, and that's if you're lucky. Again, so many have passed, obviously, in the military, fighting overseas, especially to find out that so many of these wars were like started for the wrong reasons. And oh my goodness, do not get me started. I've never served in the military, despite the bald haircut. It's kind of crazy that I'm reacting to this song today because I just shaved my head. I look like I'm about to go serve in boot camp right now. Sir, yes, sir. But I do have plenty of family members that have served and that are still serving. My cousin David, he's been serving in the Army since he was 18. He's now probably like 37 years old. His brother Raymond served in the Navy. My grandfather served in the Army. I have an uncle, my Uncle Dan. He served in the U.S. Marine Corps. So even though I've never been in the military myself personally, I have a lot of family members I can very much relate to this concept. And it's brutal. We don't do enough. We don't do nearly enough. They deserve so much more money. Same with the police, honestly. We ask way too much of these people. We put their lives in danger, and then we want to sit there and criticize everything they do wrong. It's crazy. So far, I'm liking the instrumental, loving the guitars, the drums sound good.
I spoke to God today, and she said that she's ashamed. What have I become? What have I done?
While you were watching this,
I spoke to the devil
A soldier somewhere doesn't understand why he is so easily discarded.
And I understood, 'cause I feel the same.
Yet he keeps fighting on.
Arms wide open, I stand alone.
Damn, the hook sounds amazing. The chorus. This guy's voice sounds familiar. I'm not sure if maybe I've heard a song by Five Finger Death Punch in the past, just on the radio or whatever, and had no idea it was Five Finger Death Punch. Or if maybe his voice sounds similar to another band that I'm thinking of. I don't know. But it sounds like I've heard this guy before.
And I understood, 'cause I feel the same. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly care. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side, the righteous side.
Yeah, these guys come back from wars and all this crazy shit that they see. They have PTSD, among all other mental health problems that the stuff that they see can cause and the stuff that they endure can cause. And we pretty much just ask them to just fit right into society. Everything's gonna be okay. It's crazy. And I can't stand when I see, like, people that... Like, I get support our troops stickers and putting these stickers on your cars and whatnot, but we gotta do way more than just a damn bumper sticker. It's pathetic. We leave them out to dry. We say that we support the troops, but if we really did, none of these stats would be nearly as high as what they really are. It's pathetic. People care more about their technology and all this dumb shit and not enough about what really matters.
And the righteous side of hell.
While you are watching this, a veteran is losing his family. Or her family. Let's not pretend like ladies aren't involved in the military, okay? I might be a little bit sexist at times. I don't like female comedians, for example. But come on, it's not just his. There's plenty of women that are affected by this shit, too.
I heard from God today, and she sounded just like me. What have I done, and who have I become?
This song hits me hard because it's like as I'm hearing it, I'm almost thinking it's like my uncle singing the lyrics, and my uncle Dan is 14 years older than me, and I grew up with my grandparents living in their household, which is obviously his parents. So he was like an older brother to me, but he was also a fatherly figure I never had. I didn't have really a father figure other than him when I was young. And it just hurts hearing this because him and I have butt heads so many times. He was such a good guy, down to earth, reserved, didn't hurt anybody physically, emotionally. Was just a great guy overall. One of the best uncles anyone could ask for when I was a child. And he went to the military when he was 18, went off to the United States Marine Corps, and I was only 4 years old at the time, and I didn't understand it. I was just sad that he was gone for so many years. And when he came back, he really wasn't the same person. Never seen him drink alcohol before. When he came back from the military, he started drinking. And that's what a lot of these guys do. They come back with PTSD and they start drinking. They start doing other shit to try to ease their pain that, they're not getting help the way they need. And at the end of the day, even when these guys want to get help, they're taught to basically be warriors. And a warrior doesn't show fear. A warrior doesn't show any kind of like weakness, basically. Because if you show fear, if you show that you're scared, you're considered weak. So they don't speak up. They just hold it in and pretend like they're not suffering, when a lot more is suffering than anyone really realizes.
I saw the devil
It says divorce rate among military couples has increased 42%.
today,
That's super high.
and he looked a lot like me. I looked away. I turned away. Arms wide open. I stand alone.
I love that chorus. That chorus is insanely good.
Looked away. I turned away. Arms wide open. I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly.
It says an estimated 460,000 veterans suffer. This is what I was just talking about. An estimated 460,000 veterans suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, aka PTSD. My uncle's one of them. And let's keep it real. That number is probably 10 times that. We just don't know it because, again, these guys are warriors. These ladies are warriors. They are taught to not show fear, not show weakness, not show their emotions. They're just taught to be absolute warriors. And when you're taught to be a warrior, you don't share weakness. You don't share emotions. So even if you come back and you're mentally up in the head, you don't speak up on it. You don't want to call some VA assistants or whatever it's called and be like, yeah, I need help. That's not what they do. That's never been what they're trained to do. So they just live with it. They suffer and then drink and drugs and all this shit. And then they're homeless. They're snapping. They're losing their families. And we just sit by in and just let it happen. And we slap a bumper sticker on our SUV. We support the troops. Do you, Deborah? Do you?
I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side.
And my uncle's always been in denial about the fact that he's an alcoholic when everyone around him knows that he is. And now that I'm like kind of thinking this out loud, I'm starting to wonder if maybe, you know, if deep down he knows that he needs help. Deep down he knows he's an alcoholic and could use help. But he's a fucking goddamn warrior. So he puts it out there that he's fine when he's not fine. Understand that most people that sit here and tell you they're fine, they're not fine. PTSD is terrible. I know all about it. This is why I didn't get into the military. I had a crazy childhood for a bunch of other things that I don't need to get into. And because of that, my mind is... You would have not wanted me getting into the military. I'd be like the next Fort Hood Part 2. I'm a wild hot cookie. I can't take any more PTSD. I'm already on the verge of just absolute collapse every damn day that I'm alive. And I could only imagine how much worse it would have been if I had to go witness and see all this crazy shit that our damn veterans have seen overseas and God knows where. To then come home and have your family leave you because you're raging, because you're snapping and shit like this and not getting the proper help you deserve. It's a fucking tragedy.
Wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell.
While you were watching this, a veteran is roaming the streets, helpless. Damn, dude is shredding on the guitar. Homeless vets spend an average of 6 years on the street. 6 years. It's a damn shame.
I'm not defending. Downward
While you were watching this,
descending, falling further and further away.
a veteran doesn't understand. Veteran doesn't. They got to be saying something else. A veteran doesn't understand why his sacrifice went unappreciated. A guy even lightweight looks like my Uncle Dan, just with longer, shaggier hair. Oh shit. This cop and this guy has the exact same tattoo. It's got to be some kind of military tattoo. I don't know as far as platoons or anything like that, so I don't recognize the tattoos, but they're matching, so it seems like they might have served in the same branch or same whatever. Sorry, I'm kind of ignorant when it comes to that kind of thing.
Closer every day. I'm final.
What just happened? Oh, he didn't take his gun. I just realized he didn't take his gun and he uncuffed him because they were in the like same military. So he was like giving him not a chance, but trying to make him comfortable. And I think that's what they're trying to say, that he shot himself maybe in the back of the cop car. Because they showed a gun. Hold up, I need to go back just a little bit, like right here. Yeah, and we didn't see him take the gun from him. Yeah, that's what it was. Once he saw that they were brothers in the same branch or whatever and had the same tattoo, he basically allowed him to sit comfortably in the back of the cop car, and then they lead us to believe that the guy shot himself in the back of the cop car. That's brutal.
Closer every day. Arms wide open.
While you were watching this, a veteran somewhere is not getting any help.
I stand alone.
The Veterans Administration, I keep putting this white text on white background. The Veterans Administration have resources to serve only a fraction of our veterans.
I'm no hero.
We spend billions on these wars and we act like we can't. It's fucking pathetic.
And I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly tell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell.
In the time you were watching this video, a veteran somewhere took his own life. Nearly 5,000 veterans die by their own hands every single year. Jesus, that's one veteran every 2 hours. That's more people than died on 9/11. And you saw how big of a stink, rightfully so, but how big of a stink America made about 9/11 and about all the people that unfortunately lost their lives due to 9/11. More than that die in a year. Every single year. Every single year. By veterans taking their own lives, not getting help. wrecked, trapped, no hope, so that we can play on the internet and hang out and play video games. Yeah, that's crazy. That's powerful as fuck. If you want to join the cause and help, or you are a veteran in need, contact one of these organizations. They're not going to, though. Because like I said, they're warriors. If anything, we need to go about training them differently. We need to start training them that it's okay to have emotion. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to rage. But it's not okay to drown yourself out and pretend like you're too strong for any of these emotions that are affecting you. There are so many of them suffering and they don't speak up because they're fucking warriors. Warriors. And that's my uncle, man. My uncle will never reach out for help, no matter how bad his situation may become or has become. We've been butting heads. I haven't talked to him in a while. It's like we always have an explode out eventually. And I'm very much against alcohol because of my uncle. Seeing him tear his life up when I was a youngster, it made me realize I don't want shit to do with alcohol. It's one of the only things good that I do have going in my life is I don't drink. At all. I don't drink. Drinking is literally the devil. They throw it in every commercial and pretend like it's all good. It's not all good. Yeah. That's a super powerful song. If I wasn't reading all that text, I would have probably broke down like a schoolboy. So honestly, I'm kind of glad that there was a lot of text because it kind of broke up it kind of took me away from the immersion of it a little bit. Much love to my cousin David. Much love to my uncle Dan. Much love to my cousin's brother, Raymond. To anyone else that has served. To anyone that has family that has served, that have had to go through chaos from, your loved ones coming back suffering from PTSD. Leads to alcohol. Leads to just nothing but misery. We gotta fix our priorities, you guys. Not doing good enough. Not doing good enough. And that doesn't just extend to people in the military. That extends to people that are cops, to firefighters, to teachers. We are not doing good enough. Much love, everybody.
Holy Jesus.
They say.
On to the next one.